At number 4, Fistful of Fingers.
Number 4?
Number 4.
Okay. Baby Driver was my number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4, Fistful of Fingers.
Fistful of Fingers.
Yeah.
Don't have much in the way of notes because I just enjoyed the hell out of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. This was I don't want to say pleasantly surprising because I don't know what else I would have expected. So just quick background, this is Edgar Wright's, I guess his graduate movie, his graduate feature film.
Yeah.
It's only available kind of on YouTube and it sucks. Like apparently Arrow was going to release a remastered version of it according to Reddit. So who knows? But I guess that never happened. So Arrow, we know you're watching.
Right.
Release a better version of it so we can watch it more.
Absolutely.
Jerks.
Because I had no idea that movie was going to be as funny as it was.
So good. Yeah, it was. I knew we were in for a treat in the beginning with the draw joke.
Okay, Buster. Draw your gun.
Now?
Right now.
You know I can't do that.
Why not?
I ain't got a pencil.
Oh.
I was like, what? Like, I think I'm just a sucker for movies by people that don't have that don't really relate. Like, we're gonna have horses, damn it.
Yeah.
But we can't afford horses.
We can't afford horses.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna have the little play horses and like just kind of straight out of Monty Python kind of stuff.
Yep.
Where I love how they utilize their restrictions to make jokes out of it. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this movie. It
was great.
It was so good.
It was so good.
So good.
It was so good. Like for that to be your first or out the gate movie, it was ridiculously funny.
Yeah. I laughed out loud so many times.
Yes.
Like I was surprised. Like with his other movies, I don't know if it's because I've seen them before, but there weren't as many hearty chuckles.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim, there were 2 moments where I had hearty chuckles. This one though, just back to back to back. Like it just didn't stop.
It didn't stop. I was just like, bro, why is this movie? I must have said this is ridiculous about 12 times watching the film.
Yeah.
But it's just in all of the best ways.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, the final scene, right?
Okay.
Where they're like trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
And they're like shooting guns, but they're like, it's like in the way that they do it, where it's kind of like this weird, like flipping that they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to even remember like what that ending was.
It was just like, I know it started off where he's just like, they're flipping the gun just like multiple times before they actually like start shooting. They're just standing there and they're just flipping the gun. And I'm just like, this movie is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but just in the best way. And and they don't really, I guess they don't really acknowledge the jokes that much. Like that's what another thing that I like about it is that, and I think I've said this earlier today, but yeah, it's just they play everything not straight, but that horse is a horse, and when it falls off a cliff, when you go and look at it, there's like blood and like guts like around it. just the attention to detail, and it's just so. It's great to see where he kind of started off with that attention to detail, and even just like all the sight gags, which we probably didn't see all of them because we had this this pixelated 480 crappy version of it. So I just wonder like how much else is fit within that frame, and just the I don't know, even like when he walks into the bar and everybody's just kind of doing like a repetitive motion over it. And then everyone will stop. And then just kind of go back to it. Or like the bartender with like the squeaky.
Yes.
Anytime he's cleaning, it's just really, really squeaky.
Whiskey.
Yeah, and then even down to the credits, because I was watching the credits, and it said like everything was filmed in like Monument Park, United States, like as it's going. Like, what? No, you couldn't have gotten all those British people over there as a student. Like, what? Like, what? And then you keep watching, it's just like, just kidding about the Monument Park. All shot in like wherever. Or it's like, even in the credits, he's messing around in there.
Yeah.
For somebody to be watching closely. So, this is a movie that I think really deserves attention, and they
remaster
for
sure.
They gotta remaster it. They gotta remaster it just because it's kind of hard to watch if you're not doing a ranking of Edgar Wright's movies.
Yeah.
You probably won't get through it, or you just won't watch it because it is very off-putting looking.
If I'm being honest, I think had you told me to watch that film and I started it, I'd have kept watching.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't doing this,
Yeah.
that movie, yes, from the very beginning, the very first time he said, "I need to get on my horse."
Yeah.
And that was the horse he got on.
Yeah.
I was locked in from right there.
That's fair. That's good filmmaking.
Yes.
And all the animations. I think his brother did the animations, like the opening title sequence. I think, was there one in the middle also? There might have been like a couple of weird little animated things here and there. Where again, it's just kind of harkens back to that Monty Python way of doing things. Like, we'll bring in Terry Gilliam and he'll he'll animate the things that we can't do. But I don't have much to say about it. Let me see.
I don't have much bad to say about it.
No, I don't have much bad to say about it either. Even like, I like even where they do the Native American like red face thing.
Yeah.
Where, they did that a lot in the old Westerns. Like they'll cast a white guy to be a Mexican or whatever. I like that it just goes up to his neck where it's just very obviously making fun of that thing.
Yeah.
And it's just everything is just very clever, and just kind of harkens back to his love of the Westerns.
Jerky?
No, I feel okay.
Just a fun little fact, the main character of Fistful of Fingers is the Krusty Juggler. Or no, is the living statue in Hot Fuzz.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look for anything bad to say about that movie, okay?
No, I'm trying. I don't know. Let's see. Show off lack of. Oh yeah, at 32. I don't know. I just have like time codes. Like 32 minutes. He shows off his lack of resources. Don't know what that was a reference to. 33 minutes. None shall pass.
None shall pass.
That was the joke where the guy wouldn't let them. They were trying to get to where they thought the treasure was, and the guy was like, "None shall pass, none shall pass," and then they dressed up as nuns.
I didn't even get that reference. I just thought that they were like dressing up as something like peaceful or
No, he was saying none shall pass. Yeah.
See, damn it, Kenny. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick
He
up
was
on
saying
that.
none shall pass. So then that's why they dressed as nuns, so they could get by.
That's so good. Yeah, just like all of that detail of just like wordplay and stuff. And like I think that's again part of why I like Edgar Wright so much, is that he just consistently does that. Like always playing with words and like meanings of things and kind of messing with you. That was really good. Really good. I don't have anything bad. I don't think you can say anything bad. I think it's bad proof.
Yeah.
Like you can't, because it's like, what are you gonna say?
What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Without just being like the most nitpicky.
Yeah.
And just relax. Don't do that.
Yeah, you can't.
Not for this.
Yeah. But I want to see the full film version, because I think he shot it on either 16 or 35 millimeter film. So somewhere out there. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Hey, that's my horse. You can't do that.
What a bet.
All right, so that was your number 4?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3.
At number 3.
Yeah.
At number 3, I have The World's End.
Okay. Number 3, I have Fistful of Fingers. Wow, World's End. Okay.
Yeah, World's End number 3.
Interesting.
And I think from here you kind of just see what's left, and you can see what my top two are from based on that.
Hey, I mean, but we don't know what the top one is.
No, we don't.
But judging by from before, we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, The World's End, right?
Yeah.
I love the fact that all these movies start out completely normal, completely average, completely run of the mill, and then the next thing you know, they just go left.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
something.
It goes left, but never in the way that you think it's gonna go left.
Yeah.
Like it's always something completely outlandish, out of this world, and it's just like only Edgar Wright would actually think to make this movie.
It's like a Hitchcock or a M. Night Shyamalan, but it works a little bit better. Where you go like, oh, this is what we're doing.
What the fuck?
Yes, honey. What the fuck?
Yeah. World's End. I didn't like it.
What?
Whatever. I found it sad.
Really?
Yeah. I just found it kind of sad.
I don't believe this.
And like, I didn't really buy Simon Pegg as that character.
Okay.
Just because I guess I'm just so used to him as like, I don't know, his characters in Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, although they're very different, I can kind of buy it.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy him as this kind of like
stuck in the past.
But we can go back, see the guys, chew the fat, it'll be just like it always was. Except this time, we are going to finish this thing once and for all. Yeah?
It's like
Relive
sad,
the glory
like
days.
alcoholic guy.
I think you're jealous.
Yeah, you've got your houses and your cars and your wives and your job security. You don't have what I have. Freedom. You're all slaves, and I am free to do what I want any old time.
And this is what you want? You should grow up, mate. Join society. Yeah, but Mum died, and we're all very sorry. And now it's time to go home. Thought we were home.
That's just kind of like manipulative.
I can't help feeling sorry for him.
Yeah, it's just like his character was just very sad and doesn't actually change. And when he does change, it's not until the last like 2 minutes where we see him in a flash forward.
Yeah.
So that kind of bothered me. And then it's like, yeah, I just didn't know what the intention of the movie was, where it's like, okay, so like it's like basically their alcoholism caused the apocalypse.
Whoa. Who put you in charge, huh? Who are you to criticize anyone? No, you might think Gary is a bit of a cock, and he is a bit of a cock, but he's my cock.
Oh, thanks, man.
But he is a detriment to himself, just as Earth is a detriment to the galaxy.
What did you say?
Like, I can see how this could be funny, but it wasn't really funny because they played it seriously. And then it was just kind of like, I don't know. I just felt weird after. Like, I almost wish that happened in the middle of the movie.
Okay.
And then we got to see him like with his like robot younger selves like doing things. And I think maybe that would have worked better. But yeah, I don't know. It just made me sad.
Really, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, that part, yes, I get, but I kind of like put that part like out of my brain. I was just like, okay, it was a bit weird, but I was like, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
For me, it was just the way that they just repeatedly dismantled the robots. Like,
That was cool.
every time. Like that first fight scene in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I was hysterical laughing. One, because how is Edgar Wright doing better action sequences than most of Marvel movies?
Yeah. And also like kind of in a similar genre.
Yeah.
Where I should have hired him for Ant-Man, but that's besides the point.
Like, how is he doing? Like, how is, like, there wasn't like multiple cuts.
No.
Big problem I have with Marvel. There's like, I'm like, so you tell me like, you had to just splice the scenes together because you couldn't get it done all in one shot.
Yeah, you can follow the action.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything looks super believable, with the exception of maybe the way Nick Frost's character just kind of just like raged through, and like, you know.
Is that when he had the stools on his
Yes.
fist? No, that I was into. So I like that that the robots are like kind of fragile. They're almost like Legos.
Yeah.
And yeah, like even like their little headpiece is just kind of like a little Lego neck. Yeah. Like I like that they just kind of break apart. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The fight scenes were neat.
And the fact that they won by making the computer rage quit.
Just what is it that you want to do?
We want to be free. Yeah. We want to be free to do what we want to do. Yeah. We want to get loaded. Yeah. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
It's pointless arguing with you. You will be left to your own devices.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Simply enough, that was just the funniest thing to me, that they made him rage quit. I love when movies do that. Like, I enjoyed it when that's how Doctor Strange defeated Dormammu in the first Doctor Strange film. He made him rage quit.
That was.
So like to see that again, I was like, bro, like that was just funny. And I was like, these two imbeciles really just made a machine rage quit.
Yeah, I do like that they just annoyed him to death.
Yeah,
which is great. But then I don't even remember, like, how did the apocalypse happen? So the thing leaves.
So it didn't leave.
Oh, okay.
He left, but him leaving caused a explosion at all of the
out of the bar, right?
Yeah, an explosion out of the bar, and then at other they're like hotspots, I guess. Like there are other bases all over the world, and because of all of the technology, it sent like an EMP across the world, so all of the electronics shut down.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I find like that would be a more interesting movie to me.
So then I was just like,
yeah.
And crazy enough, the ending, I was kind of like,
yeah,
I could do without it.
Yeah, I didn't like the ending. Then it's like, okay, so he got over his alcoholism because he has water now.
5 waters, please.
But still can't get out of the past. And I guess that's
I was
okay.
Like, that didn't it. In that sense, it was still very sad because he was still very much the same person, just with his younger crew who.
Yeah.
Like, he finally got his younger crew back so he can relive the glory days forever.
Yeah. And I guess he goes on adventures. Yeah. Where I just.
Also, I don't see him surviving much.
I don't know how long it's been when Nick Frost is like telling him things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that. But that's the thing is like I'm more interested in like what that world is, because it's an interesting idea of like you just have this kind of wasteland but then you have like the robots that are kind of on your side, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing this movie when it came out and not feeling much towards it, and watching it again, still like,
not feeling much towards it.
And even it's a small thing, but even the transitions and scenes were less interesting. So you have like most of them were wipes. Like I think that I had a lot of wipes. There are a lot of wipes in the movie. While I don't know, they're just the transitions and even like Hot Fuzz where they're going back and forth. They're like the scene where the guy, somebody breaks into the mansion, the mansion, and is like killing the guy.
Right.
There's like these great edits back and forth in between, like where the guy gets hit and then it cuts to Simon Pegg like falling into his chair.
Yeah.
And just like those little details where it felt like this movie just wasn't as carefully thought all the way through. But like when it comes to the more of like the mundane stuff, like the character interactions and, but most of the attention was probably on the fight scenes, I would expect, because that's where you're going to really execute well. I don't know. It just feels like he was very tired after making Scott Pilgrim, because then he did this, I think, after Scott Pilgrim. But yeah,
It's still number 3 in my book. Still number 3.
So,
At number 2. This is where I think might get a little hairy.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Might get a little hairy.
It's okay.
Because at number 2, I have Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, that's fair. I had Hot Fuzz. I had Hot Fuzz at number 2. Shaun of the Dead at number 10.
At number 2.
Or at number 2.
Yeah. And it's only because on my rewatch,
Yeah.
my number 1 film I watched like it was the first time and laughed hysterically all the way throughout. And I did not have that same effect with Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Still a great film.
Yeah.
Still very much upset that I didn't go see it when they re-released it for the 20th anniversary.
Oh yeah, it's 20 years.
Yeah. And I was just like, it still holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Because that was one very first Edgar Wright film that I've seen.
Mine too.
And it just, I didn't think horror comedy was a thing until I saw this movie and realized that you could do both, and that you could do both very well.
They still have that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also retain like emotional stakes.
Yeah.
'Cause I think a lot of horror comedies get too much into undermining the actual danger of the situation. While this, when something happens, you feel it. Like that last scene with, I don't know, spoilers if you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, but like the whole thing with,
Are You Living Under a Rock?
just go watch it. Yeah, the whole thing with like the mom dying and like that felt awful. Like you really feel that. And then, but a moment later, there'll be some kind of visual gag to kind of get you out of it, but they're not undermining the severity of the situation ever. So I really appreciate that. And even and it works because the characters are oblivious. Like everything's happening.
So oblivious.
Everything's happening in the background. Like, so I watched this a couple of nights ago with my mom, actually. She had never seen it. And I think that helped, is although I wasn't laughing at a lot of scenes just because I've watched this movie so many times.
Right.
She was laughing at everything, and then appropriately was getting disgusted anytime something awful is happening.
Yeah.
So it was very fun to watch it with her. It's a mom movie. Watch it with your mom or a parent or a grandparent. That's who this is for.
It's a great film.
Yeah, this is my number 1 movie. This is my top movie.
It's your top movie.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that I don't know. There's not much to say about this one either.
No,
'cause I think most people have seen it, and it would be in their top Edgar Wright movies too.
Of course, it's like if it's not, then should you even be ranking Edgar Wright movies?
Yeah. No, actually, those are the rankings I want to see. Those are the ones I want to watch.
Should that be, because even I didn't notice until this rewatch just how oblivious they were.
Yeah.
And just how because Sean's morning routine.
Yeah.
The first time he does it and he's just oblivious walking through life.
Yeah.
But then he does it again when and the apocalypse is happening. He walks past the same car, only this time there's blood on it and there's a hole in the window. And then the first time he's going to work, there's a jogger.
Yeah.
Who's just running by on his morning jog. Yep. But then when he does it again, the guy's just running for his life.
And there's so many details like that. And I noticed that this time around when his stepdad comes to visit him, I think is it at work maybe? When he leaves and there's just that shot of him walking by the windows. I always watched it like, oh, I'm just watching the guy. But this last time I watched it, I didn't notice that there's just a bunch of military vehicles going by instead. So and even on the radio, they're talking about how, I think it's on his first walk to his morning routine. They're talking about like some kind of satellite that is returning, but it's returning early and it's supposed to like crash over London or something.
Yeah.
So all like everything's kind of being told in the background, or when he's switching around the televisions showing the customers, there's all these news stories going by, and he's just kind of watching them, but then gets distracted by something else. So like, there's all these moments where he's like, he almost is picking up on it, and then
it's just
something else.
Just something else happens.
Yeah. And then, speaking of transitions, you have that great night transition where he sits down and it turns into day.
Yeah.
Don't know how they did that. Must have a great lighting person. I don't know if that was done practically. But yeah, that's just another one that just has so many good transitions.
Yeah, because even when they have to, the bartender, when they fight him because he's a zombie, going back to just how this is one of those good moments where the music and the timing of the scene happens, because they're kicking his butt to the sequence of "Don't Stop Me Now."
Quiet still on! We have a situation! I know! Fuck this! Hey, 2 seconds!
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not distracting because it's a moment. It's not the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's just perfectly done. It's such like a fun, like positive song playing on just like this awful
moment.
Awful thing that's going on. Yeah, that's a high. And then just a lot of the callbacks again where he's talking about what Ed is telling him about the owner.
North London Mafia. It's true, Big Al says so.
Yeah, well, Big Al also says dogs can't look up.
Think about it. Andy with a blade, gruff demeanour, Bernie the trophy wife. He's connected. Why do you think there's a rifle above the bar?
Because the pub's called the Winchester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they get the shotgun. It's loaded.
I fucking knew it. What did I tell you? Big Al was right. Okay. But dogs can look up.
And the movie's filled with them. Even just when he first goes to Liz's apartment, and it's like, you want me to climb up there?
Hi, it's me again.
They go. He doesn't climb up there.
Yeah.
But then when he needs to do it, he's able to climb up there.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you see a really cool character arc through the movie that you don't really see with. Again, I'm just comparing it to World's End just because it's in the same trilogy. There's no arc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
And that's where we first got the shortcut bit that happens with all of with the trilogy of movies.
Yeah.
So
what was it in World's End? I forget.
He goes, he doesn't say, let's take a shortcut, but he does go to hop over a fence.
Okay.
And the entire fence falls. So that was cool.
Yeah. No, that's
Shaun of the Dead. It's a great film.
Great film. Great film.
Great film.
Oh, Dire Straits. Throw it.
But my number one.
What could it be?
What could it be?
What could it be?
I mean, if you look at the list, there's only one movie left.
No.
That we haven't talked about.
No.
Yeah.
It can't be.
There's one movie left that we haven't talked about.
Can't be.
And let me tell you.
Yeah?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Wow.
Is my number one pick.
Okay. People do love this movie.
Yeah.
They love this flick.
I mean, it was good enough to get a cartoon
I kind of want to see the cartoon. Is it good?
Yeah, because it's pretty much shot for shot remake.
Okay.
Just all in cartoon form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any difference?
I mean, minor. Like a lot of the actors came back.
Okay.
And reprised their roles.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's something. It makes it. I feel bad having it so low on the list because this is a movie that I should like a lot. For some reason, like I liked watching it. I watched it. I never saw it when it came out. I probably watched it maybe 2014, 2015.
Okay.
And even then I watched it. I was like, okay, that was good. And watching it again, I really appreciate all the detail, and it looked a lot of fun. It looked like the cast was having a lot of fun, a lot of cool set pieces and details, and the characters were very I loved Aubrey Plaza's character.
Is there anywhere you don't work?
They're called jobs, something a f***ball like you wouldn't know anything about. And by the way, I can't believe you asked Ramona out after I specifically told you not to do that.
How are you doing that with your mouth?
Never mind how I'm doing it.
It might be I just didn't like Scott. Maybe it's because, but like you're not supposed to really.
No, because I definitely have in my notes Scott's creepy.
Who is this mystery child you date?
Her name's Knives Chow. She's Chinese.
A 17-year-old Chinese schoolgirl? You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he's super creepy.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a weird, like dork.
Yeah.
But like, and yeah, like, but like I was kind of rooting for him. Like, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm just very confused by this movie that I have it so low. I don't know.
Well, for me, it was the jokes. There were a lot of things in this movie that I was able to laugh at.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I missed the first time. Like, because I have always enjoyed watching this movie, but I felt like there was just a lot of jokes in this film that I either just didn't get the first time I watched it or just didn't catch.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Crash. These are the boys.
Is that girl a boy too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was just so much that I was able to get out of it. And other than like Scott just being super creepy.
Yeah.
Because I will bro, Knives was like
Poor Knives.
Poor Knives.
Poor Knives.
Poor Knives.
Yeah. Like that whole thing was just like what is this?
Really? Other than that, like it was everyone else for me. And him sometimes.
Yeah.
Like everyone else around Scott made this movie funny.
Yeah. Like all the and I think maybe that's my problem also. Like all the characters are characters.
Yeah.
Like no one learns anything really.
No.
Like Ramona, like that even that kind of confused me. Like the end when she's with Gideon, like okay, you went back to him. I kind of get that, but there's like a computer chip in your neck for some reason. Like I don't know. It was just like I didn't need that part because then it just questions like okay, what, like I don't know. I was just very confused about what was kind of happening. But then it's a movie where that doesn't matter.
No.
Also, but for whatever reason, there was just a few too many details that I was just getting like fixated on. Like, why is this happening?
Well, see, Dan, that's your problem.
I know.
That is your problem.
I know, but that's the thing. I think that this movie is very close to. I think I wrote this in my notes that it's very similar to Fistful of Fingers, where it's like everybody's a character, and like it doesn't matter that no one learns anything, or that it doesn't matter that everybody's just a character that's turned up to like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it worked better for me for Fistful of Fingers than this movie. Maybe because this movie, it did still feel like it was trying to say something.
Well, yeah, Scott ended up being a better person at the end.
No, Scott! Ah! This fat ass hurt me and I will have my revenge!
No, Knives, I hurt you. I cheated on you. I cheated on both of you. I'm really sorry. And you're not a fat ass. She didn't mean that.
Yeah.
He was like, you didn't deserve that.
I guess so. I guess that's fair. I did like, I will say my favorite, I think Scott, there's two great Scott moments. One is when he goes through the window.
Yeah.
I love that. And then when they like build up like, oh, he has to go against like negative Scott.
Solo round.
This incredible French toast with like bananas on it. And you get bacon on the side. I'm liking that. Yeah. Oh, let's do it next week. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Be good. Yeah. Hey.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have really liked this movie if I had seen it in high school. Like I think that this movie would have been one of my favorite movies.
And I think that's why. I think because that was around the time when I first saw it.
Yeah.
So it kind of it does hold special place.
Yeah.
Because I just remember like seeing it and like, seeing it with friends and like that whole moment.
Yeah.
So it was just like it felt very nostalgic.
Yeah.
But again, finding the extra jokes because one, the scene where he fights Superman.
Oh, Brandon Routh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he fights Superman and he wins by feeding him soy milk.
What are you talking about?
You just drank half and half, baby.
Yeah.
And then the vegan police showed up.
That was, yeah.
You're under arrest for veganity violation.
But it's only my first offense, so don't I get 3 strikes?
At 12:27 a.m. on February 1st, you knowingly ingested gelato.
Gelato isn't vegan.
It's milk and eggs, bitch.
that was another part where
I was no good.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like when they're walking away and they high five each other. I think that might.
And the fact that like, of course you could have had they could have had guns.
Yeah.
But it's funnier the fact that they had green fingers, like the fact that they used their fingers and had green lasers coming out of their fingers.
Yeah.
I was like, that worked so much better than if they actually had guns.
Yeah. And that's an interesting little callback also to an episode in space. There's a whole sequence where the characters are fighting each other with their finger guns. And they're all making like the sound. So yeah, another like weird little carryover from his earlier stuff.
And because that does happen for a bit in Fistful of Fingers in the final act. It always goes back.
But I love that recycling of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is, it's wait, how did they, so I'm trying to think like how they beat everybody. So it's the soy milk or what? Oh yeah, he like tricks him with the soy milk.
He tricks him with the soy milk.
The other one he's like, you're not going to go down that.
You can't do a thingy.
A thingy.
Down that. He said, you can't do a skateboard move down that thingy.
Yeah.
He said, you mean a grind? He said, I bet you can't do a grindy thingy down that thingy. And then that's how he beats him.
And then he blows up.
Yeah, he blows up. The one guy, the Indian guy with the fireballs.
Yep.
He actually beats him, like just straight up kicks his butt.
Yeah. The twins.
Oh,
I think they just rock harder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because then they have like the dragons versus like the weird,
like this big gorilla, abominable snowman looking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fun fact about that one. So, Beck. Wrote the music for the Sex Bomb.
Okay.
I think most of it. And then so there's this Japanese musician named Cornelius from like the 90s, and he still makes music today. But people kind of called him like the Japanese Beck, and Edgar Wright had Cornelius write the music for the Japanese twins. So it was American Beck versus Japanese Beck.
That is awesome.
So that's kind of cool.
That was awesome.
Okay, so those are the twins. How did he? Oh wait, the girl was beaten by Ramona, but then
Scott. He defeated her by making her orgasm.
Oh, by tickling her knee.
By touching the back of her knee.
That's right. That's right. And then Gideon, he just gets stabbed.
Yeah, they jump him.
They all do?
Yeah.
I just watched this movie like 3 days ago. I don't remember.
They jump him at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Brie Larson was in this. Who'd thought?
Yeah, and Chris Evans. So you got a couple of Marvelettes.
Yeah.
Who else? I feel like there was Audrey Plaza and Kendrick. Yeah, they had a really good lineup.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This film.
Yeah. Too bad it's number 6 for me.
Wow. Number 6.
I don't know. Maybe if I feel weird having it that low. I think is it number 7? No, yeah, it's number 6.
It's number 6.
Yeah, it's above Last Night in Soho. Oh no, it's below Last Night in Soho.
Really?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know people, and
how dare you?
I feel like people don't like Last Night in Soho, but I don't know. I just kind of liked it. I don't know.
No, again, it wasn't bad.
That's true. None of them are bad.
None of them are bad. I just don't think it's better than Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. I think it's weird because Scott Pilgrim, I think it got like more of a cult following after it was released, because I don't think it did very well in the box office.
No, it was after release
that like people got really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I remember reading somewhere that the writer was heavily involved. I think he was like with them on set and stuff. And because they shot in Canada, they might have even shot like where the guy might have grown up. I don't know.
Today we're on Alberta Ave in Toronto, which is Scott Pilgrim and Wallace's apartment location. I wrote first that they lived in some kind of hole in the wall. They used to live right around the corner from here, and it's literally a hole in the wall, as you might see.
At the time, he didn't finish Scott Pilgrim. He just kind of gave them some notes, because he didn't finish the comics at that time. So I don't know if the comic has a different ending than the movie, because the movie just kind of ends with, okay, they defeated them, and then Ramona and Scott kind of get back together and go through a door.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And
I'm just curious if the comic's any different.
Well, I think that might have been, them leaving the door open for a sequel that we never got.
That'd be cool. Just it's Ramona versus a bunch of Scott's high school girlfriends.
You're too good for him. Run.
We did it.
We finally did it. What a treat.
We finally did it. This has been like months.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
In the making?
Yeah. No, that was very fun. And I'm glad like this forced me to watch movies again. I just don't really. I don't watch.
How dare you? Why not?
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I'm trying to change that, because as I'm watching these, I'm like, oh yeah, movies are fun.
Yeah, movies are fun.
And you can just watch them I mean, we work late, so you can just watch them in the morning. It's not so bad. But yeah, maybe we'll see how Edgar Wright's new blockbuster movie that will fail at the box office, but we'll probably like it later. We'll do.
Kind of sucks that that's kind of been his thing.
Yeah, it does suck.
That the movies like fail, but then later on people are like, oh wait, that was really good.
I know. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really have like commercial. Well, you know what though? He's using what's his name? Glenn Powell as the main character.
Oh, he's hot now.
Actor Glenn Powell is being called Hollywood's new leading man. Yes, Glenn, you go.
He's hot now, baby. So it might be okay.
Yeah, he might be okay.
He might be okay with this one. But then Baby Driver, that had a lot of big names in it. I don't know how that did.
Let's see. How did Baby Driver do with the box office? Do. Baby Driver made $226 million.
Wow.
Worldwide.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Off of a $34 million budget.
That's got to be his highest grossing. There's no way Last Night in Soho did that well.
Well, let's see. I mean, while we're here. No. Last Night in Soho made $22 million. Whoa. Off of a $43 million budget.
Oh.
He lost money with that film.
How much money did it cost?
$43 million.
And he made
22.
Whoa. And Baby Driver cost less than that?
Yeah.
how did Baby Driver cost less than? Well, I guess maybe the sets were really crazy in Last Night in Soho because you had to like recreate
60s London.
Yeah, so that probably cost a lot of money. Like there's not, I guess there's CGI and stuff like that, but it wasn't that. Oh, also, now that we're back in Last Night in Soho.
Okay.
I was getting like really angry at the old lady like approaching her really slowly to stab her. It's like she's not that slow.
Yeah.
She's not that slow. The girl
and
Ellie's like
drugged.
tripping. Yeah, she's like tripping balls. Like you can get her.
You can get her.
You can get her. So yeah, that kind of ticked me off. But we'll have to revisit this. Maybe I'll change my ratings.
Come on.
No.
You should.
No, I'm not. I'm sticking to it.
You should.
I'm sticking to it.
Change it.
Sparks Brothers is #1 now.
Welcome aboard, and here's more.